We're going live. We are
Sorry,
live.
man.
See if we get any people back in here. So now I have no feedback. Now I can hear you fine. I'm not hearing myself, and we're good to go that way.
Yeah, we're on my phone. We'll just do it from my phone from now on.
Must be something to do with tabs on your computer, maybe, or something. But
hopefully we can get somebody to come in.
So okay, we got 8 people here. Let me get my headphones going here, and we will make up for lost time. So yeah, I don't know. I've never had that issue before. Can you hear me?
Is there a way I can see questions coming in, Cody?
Not yet. I don't see anything in the chat just yet here. So, Daniel, can you hear us okay? There's no feedback for any of you guys now? Good evening, Mark. Sounds better. Okay, I think we are actually ready to rock and roll here now. So apologize for the 24-minute delay, but we had a little bit of technical difficulties, as you all heard and saw. But we're good to go now. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Lake of the Woods. Everybody, including myself, right now wants to know, what are the conditions up there? Uh-oh, he hit a button. We'll get him back. Oh man, this is turning out to be something. There he is.
I'm sorry, a little pissy, but conditions. Quite a bit of snow today. Probably 6 to 8 inches.
Oh
Wet,
no.
heavy. I don't know, John, you were out on the lake all day. Doesn't appear we got any flooding or anything.
Very little around the houses that are set, but
So you figure you got about 6 to 8 inches of snow up there today?
Yes.
Oof.
Yeah. But fortunately, we're sitting on about 13 inches of good ice. Thank God. That's what's helping us, you know.
Yep. And it's pretty wet, so it's sticking too, isn't it? It's not really blowing around.
Yeah, it's wet and it's heavy. Fishing was actually very good today.
Yeah, I bet it would have been.
It was.
So, how far out are you right now?
John, 3/4 of a mile to right around there. 3/4, maybe a mile, but not out too far. 26 feet. Still fishing some in 20, 19, 20, 21 feet.
Okay.
Good action. Lots of little ones to start through, but then some nicer ones coming through too. So.
Okay. Are you seeing a lot of saugers right now then?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Are you pretty full right now? Or you're getting a lot of? Are your houses all full right now, or is it?
No, we had a couple cancellations for the weekend. You know, I think people were scared of the weather. We have day houses available. I think we have a couple of rooms left available for this weekend also. Sounds like the system is going to push through tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow, evening into Friday. So I don't see the weekend being any issues at all.
Okay. Are you getting any snow up there right now?
No.
Okay. We were.
Are you?
We were, and then it quit, but it is kind of looks like it's going to wrap around again and kind of get us one more time. But I'd say we got at least 6 here. So I talked to Richard up at the Northwest Angle this morning, and he said they got 4 up there. So
okay.
I wonder if it didn't quite get all the way up there. But what's it look like for like breakers and pressure ridges and stuff like that?
Good. We don't have many problems at all. One small one, we're kind of going around in the bay, but as far as the lake goes right now, to the point we're at, it's been good.
Okay. Are you seeing like any perch or anything, or is it mostly saugers and walleyes?
No, there's some nice perch, and a few of the shallower houses had some real good perch in them.
Okay.
A couple guys hooked up with the Sturgeon. Don't get it in. So.
What's the biggest walleye you've seen so far?
25, 26. Rick caught it yesterday.
Okay, nice. Okay. As
far as we know, that's who sent us back pictures.
How's water clarity looking right now?
Good. Oh, it's
Good.
real good. But I was concerned with how windy this fall was. It was gonna be dirty, but so far, I thought it was good.
Okay. Cool. Cool. That's good. That's good because I was just cringing when I saw the forecast and stuff on what was coming with this snow and stuff. But that's really good. Hopefully, the snowmobile trail is staked now from Baudette to Warroad or Baudette to the angle and Warroad to the angle too. I hear so.
Mhm.
Not signed, but they said it was staked. I think they just finished Warroad like yesterday or something. But so, um, got a question here for you. Are you booked? Are you booked up through January?
Our midweeks we still have some availability. I think if you give me a minute, I can click into it and answer that question. But I think our weekends, as far as I know, as of yesterday, I think our first weekend availability was like the 20th, somewhere around there of January.
Okay. Okay. So Hongs 88 was asking if you're booked up through January.
Yep, I'm gonna click it up here. I'll let you know here in just a couple seconds.
Getting a few people trickling in here. We got 30 right now, so we were at 50 when we crash landed the first live stream there. So he says he's not fussy for days. Anytime will work.
Yep, I just gotta get into it here. It has to be on a weekend.
Anytime will work. The way it says.
Anytime will work in January.
John, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone? I don't think anyone has seen you before.
I'm done. No. No, I'm working here, 4 years, fourth winter
This is
now?
your fourth winter.
Fourth winter, working with Marshall, gone for a few more years than that, so.
Okay.
So I'm just going through it here, Cody. I have some midweek availability the week of I have like the 10th, the 11th available. Then the weekend, Monday the 16th through that whole next week, I got availability. I have a little bit of availability January 20th, 21st that weekend also.
Okay. All right. So I'll put your email address or your Lake Road Lodge at mncable.net, right?
Correct.
So you want to okay. So cold temps coming this weekend. Yeah, it's gonna get cold now after what did it look like Monday? She's gonna really dip. So hopefully that'll kind of really help things out. But why don't you tell us a little bit about the Fargo show?
Fargo show went all right. Quite a few people went real good actually. Seen a lot of people, good feedback from our live streams. Yeah, I'd say attendance was probably down a little bit from last year, but it was good. Good show.
Good. Okay. Did you get out and kind of take the show in a little bit or?
I did. There's a lot of new stuff. I picked up a new live scope. I told you that for renting. We have one of those in our rental fleet now. Yeah, no, it was good. Walked through the stuff. A lot of neat things.
Okay. Terry, I don't want to say that last name because I don't want to butcher it. Tell everyone where you're at again.
We are 12 miles north of Baudette out on Wheeler's Point on 172.
Okay. So you're just, what are you, like a quarter of a mile from the Wheelers Point access? Roughly?
1 mile from the Wheeler's Point public access. We actually access to our ice road out of, we plow at Adrian's Resort.
Okay. What's your prediction for driving on ice New Year's weekend?
I'm hoping for the day after Christmas for half tons. I don't know if we'll be doing any wheelhouses at that time, but probably do some half-ton traffic, mid-size like Ford Explorers and stuff like that, probably for sure after Christmas. But I'm thinking half-tons are probably going to be pretty close to.
Okay. What have, just in recent history, do you remember a year like this where you started to get really good ice and then bang, all of a sudden we got a net? I mean, because this is like different than a regular snow, isn't it? Kind of. I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty heavy.
I can't remember the year, but we had, I think it was 2015 or 16, we had a Christmas snowstorm that we got a big dumping on lighter ice. We got through it. Seems like we always figure out how to get through it. Like John said when he came in tonight, everything looked pretty good tonight when he came in. So
Good.
we're crossing our fingers, put it that way.
Good. What was a forecast up that way for tomorrow?
1 to 3 more, I believe, is the forecast.
Okay. All right. So, how's the bite? How's the fishing been? Have the fish been pretty aggressive, or they been? I noticed this weekend up at the angle they were really, really finicky.
That a little of both. Some groups, yeah, you really got to work at them. Some of them they weren't even really marking them on their graph. It was slow jigs, hit the bottom, pull up, but also be a little late there. Yesterday I had one else. They said, especially that first hour they're out there, they were just coming in and hammering. It's nice to hear too. But yeah, a little bit of all depends on the house or whatever. But I'd probably say shy on a little bit of finicky. So
Okay. What's I did a poll question today. What, just from your guys' standpoint or your guys' experience, we may have covered this before, but we'll cover it again. What do you think affects the fish's aggressiveness, activity, feeding the most? Do you think it's barometric pressure? Do you think it's wind? Do you think it's light penetration? What do you think is the really affects fishing?
Well, I'll give you my opinion, and then I'll let John give you his opinion. But my opinion is 3 days of consistent weather. If it's 3 days of bluebird skies, or if it's 3 days of clouds, or if it's 3 days of wind I never like, but even in the wintertime. But if it's 3 days of a consistent weather, it seems like that third or fourth day, fish will bite.
Okay. And John may have to get a little bit closer to the computer. Some of the folks are saying they can't hear him.
no, I agree with that. The wind, consistent weather, the constant changes that messes with them, which I'm sure the pressure up and down and everything. But consistency, like he said, doesn't matter if it's warm, if it's 30 below, whatever, as long as it's consistent.
Okay. Do you like when it's ice fishing time, winter time? You like cloudy days or do you like sunny days?
That goes back to that consistency.
Yeah.
If you got 3-4 days of clouds, you're probably going to catch a few fish. If you got 3-4 days of sun, you're probably going to get some fish. It's that roller coaster thing, that isn't always cool.
Mm-hmm.
You get sun, clouds, wind, warm, up, down. That's what seems it never stays consistent, and same way as the bite.
Are you guys changing lure colors or anything? Different weather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My what I like is, when you get that up and down temperature changes, they get a little more finicky, when you get your clouds, whatever, when you don't have that consistent weather. I prefer to downsize a lot. I'll even go to just, plain red hooks. Even a rainbow on a plain red hook is generally always good.
A lot of guys, pink hooks been pretty good lately. So just down there, live minnow, let them sit.
Someone just came in. Where did he go? And asked about, how much snow did the lake get?
I'd say somewhere 6, maybe a little more, closer to 8, somewhere around there, around 6, 7.
Okay. Here's a question for you. If you're ice fishing, does the clouds versus sunshine really affect the fishing? I figured it would not, especially if the ice is covered with snow.
Yeah, it does. And the more snow you get on the lake, the more snow you get on the lake, the less sunshine it lets through. And like last winter was probably a pretty good example of it. Our February fishing got pretty tough, but we had a huge snowpack, a lot of snow on the lake. And if you can't let that sunshine through, you're dark and your oxygen levels deplete, always towards the end of the winter. That's why another reason they say February is always a little slower, but we always seem to chase them and find a few.
Mm-hmm. Because the sunlight penetrating through the ice is what kind of keeps the oxygen going, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
But I know barometric pressure is a very big one.
Mm-hmm.
You got some houses set up in the bay too, you said?
We do have a couple in the bay.
How have they been doing?
Okay, here and there.
Yeah, it's on and off. One day they do really good. Next day, not much at all. Maybe a northern or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's a hit and a miss.
A little bit hit and miss.
Do you think the fish are pushing out or pushing in, or what do you think?
Well, I don't think they're coming in. I think they're going out.
They're going out. I think there's some shiners around. There's some shiners in the river this year. Like there's still some walleyes and saugers in there, maybe chasing around a little bit, but they're on their way out. So
Okay. So have you noticed because you've moved your houses out a little bit now, right?
Mm-hmm.
From where they were like a week ago, are you noticing anything different from what you're getting last week till this week?
not really. Still, it's a lot of sorting, a lot of little guys or whatever, which keeps you busy. But it's I mean, I've had houses spread out, and the deeper ones, the ones out further, are doing just the same as the ones that are in. It seems like so they're just kind of scattered around all around out there. So
Okay.
We actually set some back for the weekend here because we didn't notice a huge change going out. So we actually set some back again.
Are people fishing a little more aggressively, or is it a little more dead sticking, or is it kind of a little bit of a mix?
mix. Couple guys, a few groups here this last weekend, especially, were ripping wraps, jigging wraps, and doing pretty well with that. Kind of gold or gold and black's going to be pretty good.
Okay.
But then other guys that just kind of letting it sit down there, jigging next to it. That helps bring them in, but
Right.
go for it into dead stick sitting there. So
Yep. Were they tipping those ripping wraps and stuff? Were they tipping them with minnows at all, or?
yeah, somewhere, but yeah, most of them were. So putting a shiner head or tail or something on there, just a little chunk of meat, give a little. So
A little bit of scent. Here's a question for you. Do you offer any overnight parking for vehicles, trip to the angle, planned on snowmobile?
Yeah, we do some of that. Generally, yeah. I mean, we get a lot of guys that'll like stay with us night before they leave, and then they leave from here. Yeah, we can figure out some parking. Our parking can get a little bit limited in the wintertime here. Generally, if you want to leave Wheeler's Point public access, a lot of guys will park there too.
Okay. We went on a lake road last weekend. We're in 18 feet of water. Fishing was a little bit slower. Brought home 6. Threw back a lot. Had to work hard to get him to bite. So I noticed that up north too. It was really, really tough.
yeah,
Castmaster all weekend with a shiner head. I looked at some Castmasters in Cabela's last night, and I almost bought a couple, but I didn't. Just about was that close to buying some. But so, have you seen any crappies or anything just out of the ordinary yet?
not yet.
No, not yet. Typically, when you probably get a little bit deeper.
Yeah, they're so spotty. I mean, one here, one there. It's no rhyme or reason for them. It seems like down here anyway. So
Right. Okay. Are you do you guys get a lot of snowmobilers that stay with you very often, or?
We get a few, not a lot, but we get some here and there.
Okay. So if someone has a snowmobile trip planned up there or whatever, and they obviously want to rent a room or something, you definitely hook them up with that.
Yep.
So, Anything new and exciting coming up here in the next few weeks or anything?
No, we got New Year's. That's always busy. Christmas, New Year's, that's always busy. There's always something to do up here. Everybody knows that, you know,
Right.
Live entertainment, Sportsman's and Wigwam have always have live entertainment.
Okay. What's another draw up there besides the lake?
Well, in the wintertime, snowmobiling, I know Zippel Bay has groomed cross country ski trails. They do yeah, they snowshoeing and I know they do like a couple candlelight like cross country ski runs. I don't get into the cross country skiing, but I know if you go on, I'm sure they have a website, they advertise it. But I know there's quite a few people. I know my sister's on it a couple times.
Okay. What do you offer for bait or equipment?
Right now we have we always have bat heads here. We have rainbows while they last, and we have live shiners and frozen. We'll always have frozen shiners, but we have live shiners right now until they last. I think our live shiners, that'll get us through better part of February. I'm hoping. We rent Vexlars. We have FL8s, FL28s, and we just put in a live scope into our rental fleet also.
So that live scope, is that the 34, the 34, the new one?
Yes.
Okay. Have you got a chance to get out and use that yet?
Use it for the first time yesterday. It's awesome. It's the first time I've used one I've used one on the ice, but it's the first time I actually set one up, and yeah, I went and set a customer up with it yesterday. Used it all day, loved it.
Did you do a little looking around with it or just straight down?
Nope, just straight down. I set them up, got them going, and
Yeah, I was looking at a live scope too the other day. I don't
they're so
know.
nice.
I don't know. I'm torn between the Mega Live because I use all Hummingbird on my boat and the live scope.
That's a hard one, you know, because you got live target, you got Mega Live, and you got live scope. And I have live scope on my small boat, on my Alumacraft. I don't know. It's everybody's preference. If there was one I wouldn't want to do, it would probably be the live target. I've heard the least amount of good about them.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Mega Live, and I haven't heard a lot about them.
Yep, I haven't heard much good about. Although the guy at Shields last night was bragging up the active target, so but I don't know.
Active target or live target? What's
active target? Yep.
the Lowrance?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know my brother-in-law has it on his boat. He has Garmin in the front, Lowrance in the back. He likes them both, but I don't know. I've never used the live target, the active target enough to know. All I know is what I hear there.
Mm-hmm. So Ben says he must have been up there last week and had a great time with John's help. 2 days, 2 guys, 71 fish. A lot of sorting, but took home two nice limits.
Hi, Ben.
I got your pictures today on our email, Ben. Thank you for them.
Team Johnson says he needs $2,000. You're gonna have to pay a lot more than $2,000 for the. I think the 34S is $3,300 the way it looked.
I think Shields is bundling them right now for a little under 3,000 when last time I looked.
But yeah, it's 2,600, but that's for the 32. That's
yeah,
the old
but
one.
but it was a little more. It was like it was just right at 3 or just a shy below it.
Okay, maybe it's on sale then.
That's
still a lot of money, though. That's a lot of money to dump on a electronics.
It is.
So apparently that fish right there on the screen right there was caught just this weekend, a 26-incher. Castmaster. I've heard a lot about Castmasters.
Use them all the time.
Been around for a while. Been around for a while for a reason.
If a person wanted to come up there and go lake trout fishing, do you accommodate that?
We do, but we don't have lake trout fishing close to us. That's our thing. You could leave here on a snowmobile, but you'd be honestly, Cody, it's not real feasible to hit lake trouts from us.
It's a
You're
good
gonna
way.
want to cross the border, go up Nestor Falls area, and that Sioux Narrows is where I've done it before. I've only lake trout fished serious twice. I've done it once in the winter, once in the summer.
It's fun though. It's addicting.
Yep. Can
you
you
fish?
fish sturgeon on the rainy through the ice? Absolutely. Yes. People do it, and it's a lot of fun.
Have you heard much about ice on the rainy? How it is?
I don't have a lot of reports. All I can tell you is when I go home, I see quite a few houses out on the river right now, and they have snowmobiles, 4-wheelers, and side-by-side sitting by them.
Is there any areas that are particularly known for bad ice on the rainy?
It's a river, so there's current.
Right.
I couldn't just go venturing off without knowing,
There's a place I would deter from would be like right in front of Wheeler's Point Resort. It seems like that's a current point right in there before the turn, and that's always the last one to freeze, it seems like.
Okay. That must be where I saw open water when I was up there last time.
Sure.
Yeah, Jake, we're pulling for you. We hope that she's going to be all right. For sure. With the live scope, what all do you need?
Well, I just bought the bundle, and it was, literally it's plug and well, I shouldn't say it's plug and play. There's so many YouTube videos out there that's going to teach you how to run it. I already had one on my boat, so it was simple. I put it together, put it in the water. It literally didn't take me very long at all. To me, it was plug and play. And honestly, the customer that I set up with it yesterday had never used one before. And by the end of the day, John moved him twice. And by the end of the day, he looked at me, he goes, Marshall, that thing's easier to turn on and figure out than his Vexlar.
Yep.
Okay. Huh. It's just in watching some reviews on them, guys are saying that they got to adjust the settings throughout the day and stuff. Did you notice anything? I suppose
when your light varies, when you start to get dusk, it'll. John and I went muskie fishing a couple of years ago, and we used it, and it seemed like you were getting into that dusk range. You get a little more interference and scatter with the light conditions. Yeah, that's you're gonna play with your gains and everything a little bit there.
Cecilia, good evening. I think there was another one here. Where did I miss it? Do you get a lot of guys that are targeting sturgeon on the rainy in the winter?
A few do. It seems to get more and more all the time. Yeah, it's hard. If you're gonna fish sturgeon, I think the guys that really target them hard and go for them, they're starting fishing like right now, and they're gonna fish till daylight.
Yeah,
it's a night thing.
It is.
Yeah, for sure. They'll spend the night out on the ice. Yeah.
Do they bite at night in open water too?
Yep. There's a lot of guys that'll fish them all night long.
Really? I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yes.
Top Gun wants to know if the snow and cold is going to ruin the fishing this weekend on Lake of the Woods. Do you think?
Well, I don't know. I can't see into the future. I don't have a magic 8-ball, but it hasn't slowed it down right now. If anything, today was up from yesterday, but that could be just the front coming through.
It's hard to say. Get the cold coming or whatever, but it's
probably it might, but
so I think maybe slow down for a year or two, but I think
if it can be stable, that really would be nice.
Yeah, it'll probably mess it up for a day or two, but like I always say, that third day,
it's just to be there when they turn and they turn on again.
And I've told you this 100 times. You need one golden hour, Cody.
Yep. You don't even need that. 20 minutes can change the whole day. I've experienced that many times on the south side. It's like all day long you sit and struggle and struggle and struggle, and then it's sundown's at 5:15 or whatever, and at 4:35, bang, it's just nuts for 15 minutes and then it's done.
Yep.
So Top Gun says he's headed to Baudette tomorrow for the weekend.
Cool.
It's already Thursday tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, if you were gonna go portable hopping right now, where would you go?
I'd start off shallow. I'll try to fish shallow. Then maybe move out through the usual shallow, deep, back shallow, hop around. Maybe try to get away from the crowds a little bit. That's what I always try to do, or whatever I tell people to do. You know, if you see a whole big pile of people, you know, people attract more people. It seems like so.
If you were gonna go out in a portable and you were gonna pick one spot and you were gonna sit there all day and fish, what would you look for?
Well, usually we just go by depths and stuff. Right now, I'd probably be in that low 20s somewhere and hunker down, and it's probably going to slow down midday and stuff like that. But yeah.
Okay. What do you? What's been kind of like the best? Is it early morning, late evening has been strong right now? The strongest. Right now?
Yeah, some houses right out the bat, like I think it was yesterday, we had the one group. They said that first hour is just like so as fast as they get it down. There's a lot of little ones or what they were going through, but really good. You go down a couple houses and not much, and some of them it was midday. You got them spread out. It's just where those fish are moving throughout the day. So.
Do you? Excuse me. Do you guys allow people to camp in wheelhouses on shore?
I don't know, Marsh. You'd have to answer that one.
Because when it's busy, you guys get kind of pinched for.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people camp out. I think they talk to Adrian's over in the field over there. Sometimes you'll see it down in the access. I think they buy the road pass and stuff. That you'd have to talk to Adrian's boat. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But.
Right.
Yeah.
If you could only choose one color to fish with all year, what color is it going to be?
Probably pink.
Summer, winter, no matter what.
Yep.
What do you think?
My favorite's bubble gum. It's like pink, chartreuse, and whatever combo there. That's my favorite.
What does that kind of mimic for you?
What's that?
What does that color kind of mimic?
I don't know. I just like it.
Have you guys
people like it too?
Have you guys noticed what the fish have been eating? Has anybody really said if when they've been cleaning fish, if they really noticed what they've been eating?
The ones I cleaned tonight had big perch in them, actually.
Okay.
I've seen some shiners in some of them too. So.
Any bloodworms or anything, or just not deep enough yet?
I don't think we're deep enough for that yet. I haven't noticed any anyway. So.
When does that? Because I was watching a video yesterday, and they were talking about bloodworms and how a lot of walleyes, are out in the mud feeding on those. Is there like a certain depth when they'll start to show up, or a certain time of year, or?
Seems like that 30-foot plus feet stuff in end of June. In there. July.
Yeah. Okay. Does it? Because from what I understood, because those bloodworms, it has something to do with like mayfly larvae, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a biologist.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we got a spammer. Let me take care of that.
My dad always used to say, as long as it was anything is good, as long as it's gold.
Right. If I can take care of this, really, an error occurred. Now I can't block the spammer. Oh well. Okay, well, I try to take care of that. Are you able to see the chat at all, Marshall?
Yeah, the question is, it's up right now, is if you could only choose one color to fish with all year round, what color would that be? It's the only part I can see. I don't want to touch any buttons, Cody. We had a hard
Right.
enough time trying to figure this out.
Right.
We're gonna have to call Gillian in again, and yeah.
Cecilia, you're a moderator, and Mark J, you're a moderator too, aren't you? On my channel. I'm almost scared to try and make a moderator because I'll probably blow the stream up here. We've had enough issues tonight, but is anything? Sarah wants to know if anything's biting up there.
Oh yeah, lots of saugers, nice walleye. So
Oh, here's what we sturgeon spear over redworm beds, which are lake fly larvae. Awesome.
Where at? Where are you sturgeon spearing?
It's got to be in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
yeah, even from Wisconsin. It's
Yeah.
Ben. Okay, I didn't see that.
Shiner guy, how's it going? Yeah, because have you heard any reports about anybody spearing?
Sounds like they've been getting a few. Spearing usually goes through New Year's and then it starts to taper off. You said you were going to get back up here and we're going to do it.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. I'm hoping to. Maybe. Do you have any spare time?
Yeah,
Really? I have to talk to headquarters on that. Maybe I can sneak away for a little bit.
Okay. Because I could maybe get up there on my way to the angle again. Maybe get up there.
Give me a call. Let's try to do it.
Morning seem to be better. Evening
For spearing?
Yeah.
You're asking the wrong guy, Cody. I'm not. I would think morning would probably be your best.
Okay. Yeah, it's the best light and stuff with how murky it's been. I've seen some on Facebook. I've seen some pretty nice ones, 41, 43 inches, whatever. So Winnebago, that's in Wisconsin. Yep. Yeah, we're trying to enjoy the ice. We keep the snow away.
Yeah.
So what's travel like? Pretty good?
not bad. I'm sure once it cools down, it's going to get a little tougher. Right now it's heavy wet snow, but you can kind of make your way around it. But I'm by this weekend, once you start cooling down, it's going to get a little harder.
Yep.
I think so. Stick to the trails and paper or all roads and stuff.
We'll drag it around. We'll be able to get around. We don't really want to put our big trucks on there yet.
Right. Yep. Because you're still using the geos, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's raining in Princeton. At least you don't have that. That would really be not good. I want to use my ATV, not my snowmobile yet. What would you recommend? I'd say snowmobile now.
You know what? I'd be more inclined for a snowmobile right now, unless you really got your heart set on your ATV. But yeah, snowmobile would be perfect.
So, it's a question for you: how often do you move houses? If not catching them, will you move a house for a customer? Are you planning to share a road with dynamic off main road?
Yeah. So our houses get moved about every third day. We're flipping houses. Do we move customers? All the time. We don't usually move the house. We'll just grab you and go. If it's available, obviously. Are you planning? Yes, I love working with Dynamic Outdoors. Jamie's a good guy. Austin's good too.
I don't know them. How much ice?
We're sitting about 13 inches, Sarah. You and Todd coming up anytime soon?
Yeah, hopefully things will straighten out now after we get this cold spell, and hopefully it doesn't not get above zero again till March,
Well, a midwinter thaw never hurts anything. It just keeps our hopes up.
Well, it's work conditions. It's funny.
Because it's like the one thing that if it gets cold, typically we don't get any snowstorms then unless it warms up, But if it warms up again, that's what God is.
I'm hoping we got our snow through our system for a while here. We haven't had an early season dump like this for a while.
Yep.
The last one I remember was we were just talking about it was in like 15 or 16. I think it was 2016 when we got an early season dump like this last time.
Yep. So, what do you think? So you're kind of thinking the way it looks right now, just if things get cold, you think guys will be driving out hopefully after Christmas?
Yep.
Yep.
Because what are we? 12 days away from Christmas, something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, just getting
There could be some smaller rigs before that, but we got to wait and see what the rest of the snow system brings.
Yep. Yeah, I was just pulling up the weather here again to take a look. If it's changed, because it's like it's changed a couple different times on here right now.
Yeah.
Diesel 454 SS asking, any real big fish yet this year?
Well, Propson 26.
Ben got a 26. Rick got a
25. I think Lindgren's had a 24. Gina had a couple big ones last night. John's wife. Yep.
Yeah, a couple slots last night. So.
How about have you seen any sturgeon come through?
No, a couple customers were pretty positive they were hooked up on them, but didn't get them up. So out of our own, I didn't see them.
When Roy was up there and stayed in your house, he said that he's seen one on live scope. He said, but he just could not get it to work. Any thoughts on Eskimo pistol bit or Strike Master light flight? You guys go first.
So we got light flights. We don't use them on drills, but we put light flights on our 40 bolt Eskimo heads, and we love them. The Strike Masters. I'm sorry. Yeah, we don't use any Eskimo. We did a few years ago, but we've kind of switched everything over to Strike Master.
Strike Master definitely be my go-to. They're awesome. I absolutely love mine.
Bulletproof as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean mine's been really good. Are they plowing yet?
We are not.
No.
Not yet.
16 was bad. First year with my castle and got dumped on every day of its maiden voyage on Lake of the Woods.
Yeah.
I remember it.
If someone wanted to target large perch, 14-inch plus, could you accommodate that?
That's a tough one there. Perch are hard to target in the wintertime. Later winter seems like we can find them a little better. So if you really want to try to target perch, I'd say that end of February, beginning of March, when we get up to the end of where we normally plow to. I'm not going to say where that is, but we generally get into some more perch up there because we're in a little more of that rock rubble stuff.
Mm-hmm. What are you? So if you're targeting perch, what are you kind of looking for as far as like? Are you looking for structure, or are you looking for just mud or
that rock rubble structure? It doesn't even have to be like edge of mud. It doesn't even have to be like an actual reef. Just they like rubble rock.
Yeah.
Okay. So like smaller rock.
Yeah.
You can get them on the reefs too, but that's generally, like he said, look for the rocks, the rubble, stuff like that.
Will you find them in deeper water too, or?
Yeah, you'll get one here and there.
You find them here and there, and you fish Lake of the Woods enough. If you get a perch out in 30 feet of water, it's a 14-inch perch.
Right.
I mean, or 13-inch perch.
Typically,
or as Gonzo would say, a 6 striper, a 7 striper.
Right. Yep. I've noticed like up north, we catch perch in 40 some feet of water too.
Yeah.
Just kind of whatever, but Force One, how's it going? Band and Soul, hello. And Jake says his first trip to Lake of the Woods, I caught a sturgeon. It took 2.5 hours to get it get it through the ice. Didn't know how to get it through the ice. Lesson learned that night on YouTube. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, the biggest one I've ever iced was almost 64 inches.
Wow.
It took we always joked it took us like an hour and a half and 6 beers apiece to get her through the hole, but we squeezed it through a 10-inch hole and barely. But I've heard of guys drilling holes next to them, chipping them out, and everything else, get them up. I've never had to do that. I got that 64 incher through the hole.
Are you typically drilling 8-inch holes or 10-inch holes in your houses?
We drill everything we drill is 8 inches.
Okay. Unless you're specifically going for
if we're doing some northern stuff in the spring, we have some 10-inch weddings we use. But if we're just like our normal day houses, we're drilling 8-inch holes, and it's a slush thing and a speed thing for us.
Okay. Real quick, if you guys are watching this stream and you enjoy this kind of thing, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We kind of had a little bit of a hiccup when we started the stream here. We had a little bit of
feedback. How many people we got here, Cody?
79 right now, so it's starting to creep up now. So it's getting pretty good. It just technology. I don't do a lot of live streaming, and I've not done a remote live stream for quite some time. So
John and I, not to interrupt you, John and I were talking, and we need to do one right from the pitch house one night, or after a Sunday afternoon or something, and do it right from the pitch house.
Yep, that'd be a good time. Have you increased your road pass prices?
Not this year, no. $15 a day, just like last year.
Okay, so I hear down in Winnibigoshish, they are charging. Well, what do you charge for a wheelhouse to go
out? It's $15 a day, and $50 for a plow spot, and we're reservation only. And we only take like a dozen a weekend, and it fills up very fast.
Okay. I heard Winnibigoshish, the resorts there are charging up to $40 a day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to lose some customers, I think. I think they're going to lose a lot of customers. If you were going to go for 3 days, $120 to park your ice castle, why would you even do that?
Are they including the plow spots in with that though?
I don't know.
If they're including your plow spot in with that,
that's Daniel could probably answer that because he works with those resorts over there. So your road passes have not increased. That's good. Gas prices going down now. What's gas up there in Baudette right now?
Did it go up a little? I thought it was closer to $2.99 there.
Oh yeah,
I think it's right around $2.99, $3.05, somewhere in there.
Okay. So
if you're going to get gas, I'd get it in Black Duck, Kellier. They're usually always a few cents cheaper.
10 to 20 cents cheaper.
Yep. If I'm staying in a sleeper shack up in Lake of the Woods, is it best to stay put in the shack or try to move around and hole hop?
It all depends on the outfit you're going with. And where he's got you set. If you want to hole hop, that's your deal. Generally, my theory is, and I've always been the kind of guy, I've been stubborn about it. I'm the kind of guy where it's like at some point during the day, they usually come around.
You just got to kind of sit and wait them out, kind of, because there's really in that mud bowl, there's not really any rhyme or reason to where they're at. Usually, is there?
No, they're swimming around. You come through, you'll get flurries of fish, or you'll pop some, slow down for a while, get some. Like our sleepers, they're set up right. Our day houses and sleepers are right next to each other. We're not like we keep them separate or whatever. So you're gonna just have just a chance on that sleeper as you do sitting in the day house. So
yep. Bannon Soul said he was going to head north next Sunday night, Monday morning. The question is, are there any lake where people are driving on yet, or do you think they will be next week? Thinking Leech or that area. I don't know. Daniel's in the chat here. If he sees that, he should be able to answer you. Here he did already. Okay, my bad. We drilled holes and everything, and no idea how to hold the slimy dino. Yeah, and Jake's the one who basically helped land my 66. So he's gotten some good practice at landing sturgeon. John needs a drink too. Do you spell your first name Jon or is it John?
Jon.
Jon. Okay, so I was right in the
It's right there.
driving on Winnie and Tamarack Bay and south end of Mille Lacs, half tons. Wow, that's crazy. That's hard to believe. Can you haul out personal fish houses?
We do. If we have time, I'll say if we have time, we will do that.
Okay. So over on Winnie, plowed spot included $80 for the weekend.
Oh, with the foul spot.
It's pretty good.
So I must have misunderstood you, Daniel, when you were telling me about that. $319 in Grand Rapids. Wow. It's $279 over here.
Where? Middle River?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
$249 in St. Cloud.
Wow. Love it.
So yeah, wouldn't it be nice if it would?
Isn't it crazy when we get excited about $2.49 gas, right?
And hopefully, you know, I heard, I don't listen to the news that much anymore, but I heard that they're talking about inflation is starting to creep down, whatever. So hopefully that will. Have you noticed a dip in business? I know we've talked about that before, but it doesn't hurt to touch on that again. Have you noticed a dip in business in the last 15 months or 20 months or whatever?
Yeah, this summer, but I don't know if I blame it so much on inflation as to, it's hard to tell because everybody knows we had our record high waters this summer. And honestly, I think that scared people away more than inflation and the fuel price. Well, I know the inflation and the fuel prices scared people away too, but combination of everything. But like our charter business this summer was actually the same, or if it wasn't up a little bit. But our lodging, just for the guys that want to come and do it themselves, was down.
Mm-hmm.
And do you blame that on fuel prices and inflation, or do you blame that on high water, flooding, and debris, and everybody getting scared of wrecking their lower units? It's hard to tell. Probably a combination of both.
Mm-hmm. Diesel is good night, Cecilia. Appreciate it. Diesel is $3.99 in Park Rapids. So diesels came down quite a bit then too, from where it was a little while ago.
Never understood that one. Cheaper to refine it, and they still charge you more.
Yep. Talking down from $40. Captain, how's it going? Don't even know what fuel prices are. I'm gonna have to pay it regardless of what it is. $2.45 in Wisconsin. Nice.
Perfect.
We aren't back to Trump gas prices yet, but they are getting better. I don't think we'll probably ever get back to Trump gas prices, probably.
Well, in 2008 and 2009, we all said they'd never come below $3 again, and they did. So,
Yep.
I'm hopeful.
I'm hopeful too. And inflation is not going down. And that's what I said. I don't really watch the news because I don't believe half of what they say. The river was scary this spring. Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
I remember we went out that weekend. I caught that 66, and my cousin Jake caught a 64, I think. And 2 days later, bang! Those tributaries or whatever opened up, and it was just nuts. So I think we got a bunch of rain too.
John and I canceled every one of our sturgeon trips this spring just because debris, and it wasn't going to be wasn't worth wrecking boats.
Yep.
So we lost our whole sturgeon season over it.
Any lures you recommend for someone? What's your lure of choice right now?
My lure of choice, give me a Northland buckshot rattle spoon and either chartreuse or glow red, and that's what you just give me one of them and I'll fish with it all day.
What size?
3/8.
No.
Eighth.
Yeah. I'd say 8th.
I bought a few of those here last night. So John, what about you?
Same. I like the buckshots or the the coffin spoon.
Okay.
Stuff like that's pretty good.
How about the slender spoon? Have you used those much?
Yeah,
A little bit. They're all right.
Yep.
They're like half the price too of
Yep.
coffin spoons.
Yep.
Captain says he's been here the whole time. I don't hate you, Captain. You're one of my favorites. Favorite walleye rod.
My favorite walleye rod. I like, honestly, them Iron Rain rods. Iron Rain range rods. That's like a tongue twister. Love them. I got one for myself and one for John a couple years ago, and they're good. I like them a lot. Other than that, give me a Fenwick,
I like
because I'm a Fenwick guy. They're on my boats in the summer. I use them in the winter. I love them.
Okay. John, you the same?
same. I like Fenwicks. I got most everything I use is Fenwicks. I got that Iron Range Marshall got me a few years back. I really like that.
Okay. So still the boat just moved, current moving 3 miles an hour. Yeah, it was rolling. Marshall, how's my pop's house doing up there? This is Matt.
Good, Matt. I cleaned one sluice shark for him tonight. No, they're doing just fine. He fed me breakfast this morning when I went and checked on him. So
Right.
it was hot dogs and hash browns.
That's why he said you check on it.
Hot dogs and hash browns. It was good.
That works.
I'll remember
Favorite
that.
walleye reel.
Walleye reel. It's hard to beat Fluger, but Cody's been talking about this Piscifun stuff.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Cody to get me a couple of them to try out.
They contacted me and they want me to sign a contract with them. So I've been asking a lot of people, trying to get a lot of different opinions and stuff on them. I've not personally used one, and I don't want to get tangled up with a company if they don't have quality.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because I'm,
you know what? If they're that proud of their equipment, they're going to throw you a couple of reels to try before you sign a contract, as far as
Yep.
I'm concerned. But give me a Fluger any day.
Yep.
I think we had this conversation last week also.
Yep.
I love them.
Yep. I definitely been using Flugers for a long time, but I've been hearing really good thing about these Piscifun. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it's just, I'm a little nervous about signing a contract because, like, you know, I run the show right now and I don't have to do something for somebody unless I don't want, if I don't want to.
Yep.
I don't want to have to do something, it just, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but Bandon Soul asks if him and his buddy came up with a pop-up and camp overnight, what's the charge to get access to the lake for us?
$15 a day for your vehicle charge.
But that's, I think, is that with vehicle or snowmobile or?
Yep. Well, it depends. I mean, if you're going to leave from the public access and do it on your own, I guess there's technically no charge. But if you use our access or any other accesses, I think all the accesses are right around $15 a day,
Yeah.
right around there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give or take $1 too.
Okay. Eric Reha, hopefully that's right. Fenwick Elites, hands down.
Agreed.
Myself, St. Croix, every day, all day. I love St. Croix. I've had really good luck with them. I've busted some on my own, my own fault. They've really treated me well on fixing them and stuff. And I you get to like something and then you're loyal to your brand, Piscifun Carbon X. I've heard a lot of good things about them. Bandon Soul says he just bought 2 of them. Dave says he loves his Carbon X. Roy says Piscifun is literally Daiwa. They're awesome. I sent you a link to Marshall. I sent you a link to that.
Thanks for the video, Roy. Loved it. Watched it tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good.
Hope you had a good time.
I have a couple of Piscifun reels. I've had issues with the handles folding up on bigger fish. It is their entry level reel. Okay. So that is that the Carbon X, I think, is their higher end one, maybe. I'm not sure. I got to sit down and look at it and make a decision, I guess. But Bryant says he has 2 Chaos XS 5000 for big fish and so far like them, but time will tell. What would be the number you'd want for an ice reel, Bryant? Do you know? Because that's what I obviously want right now. Fluger President XT. And I used to like, they must not make the Purist anymore. I have a bunch of
I
those.
have a couple of them.
And I really like the Supremes too. And I've got 2 Supreme XTs. I spent the money and those are just like super smooth. I'd love if I was rich, I would try a Patriarch, but I just spending $350 on a reel. I don't know. Can't do it at this
You mean your other job can't pay for that, Cody? Come on.
Well, I could if I didn't want to eat that week. So, holding up on bigger fish. Let's see here. Sure I didn't miss anybody. So you do have some openings this weekend then?
We do. We got we got 2 open rooms for the weekend, and I told the girls we got 4 sleepers sitting up in the yard, and I said they could run them out for $100 a night. They'll sleep up to 4. So if you're looking for a deal, that's $25 a head for the night. Pretty cheap.
Yep. Why don't you run through your rates real quick for folks that are on here that maybe are thinking about coming up there?
So our lodging in the wintertime is $60 per person per night. Our suite rate is $70 per person per night. Our fishing is $95 per person per day for our day houses. Our sleeper packages are $115 per person per day, which includes all of your pots, pans, cooking utensils, paper products, bowls, paper plates, cups, plastic silverware. There's a whole list of everything that it includes right on our website. You pretty much just need your food, drink, fishing equipment, sleeping bags. All our 4-person sleepers have bathrooms attached. Our 2-person sleepers have a toilet right outside them.
Okay. Roy says, thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome, Roy. Thanks. Do it again.
And Paul says, thanks for your work with this. Yeah, we kind of enjoy doing this.
It's fun.
Joel H. asks, have you ever heard of Blackwater Custom Lures?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I have not.
That's
So
Jamie.
I'm going to write that down.
It's my neighbor.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I have not heard of him. I will.
No, he's good.
Well, then you got to hook me up, Marshall.
No. Next time you get up here, we'll talk.
Yep.
Jamie's always around.
Paul says when he stays with you, his wife appreciates the clean rooms and bathroom. Yeah, your rooms are like you could eat off the floor.
Our cleaning staff, I can't say enough about our cleaning staff. They are amazing. Gina, Gillian, Tammy, Sarah, they take pride in their rooms. They really do.
Yep. Every time I've stayed there, I'm like, I don't even want to touch the bed. It just looks so pristine. You know, like a lot of
And if it's not right, we want to know because we'll make it right. That's, you know what? We're small. We're family owned. That's one thing I like to stress. We're family owned. We're a small business. All our employees are like our family. We've been in this long enough to where most of our customers, they've turned into family to us. Yeah. Honestly, it's awesome.
Banisol's got a 10% code for Piscifun. Yeah, they're wanting to do that for me as well. So I'm not sure. Still kind of looking at it. What does the suite have that the standard room doesn't?
So the suite has it's 2 bedrooms. It'll sleep 6. It's a 4-person minimum to get in it. It's got a center sitting room with a full-size kitchen table and chairs, full-size refrigerator. I believe it's a 55-inch TV that we put in the sitting room. And there's also a TV in the second bedroom also. It's nice.
It is nice. I've not stayed in it, but I've walked through it a couple times and videoed it, and it does look very nice. These are big bait casters, so not really ice rods unless you're using them for big pike. Carbon X. Okay. Any tip up fishing this time of year? Do you ever use tip ups for walleyes ever?
I don't. Guys do. It works. If I'm going to tip up fish right now for walleyes, I'm going to put the smallest sucker minnow I can find on it, and then I'm going to leave it hanging about 2 feet off the bottom.
I should try that next time I'm up there.
The smallest suckers you can, the smallest sucker minnow you can find, like a 3-inch sucker.
Dead or alive?
Alive.
Alive. Okay. Jason says, I'm staying at Lake Row Lodge on December 27, 28. Do you think half tons will be allowed on the lake by then?
Hopefully.
I hope so. I think so.
Yeah.
Give us a call a couple days before, Jason, but I think so.
Tammy gives the heart.
Love you too, Tammy.
And Fletcham says, not just a number like most of them on Lake of the Woods.
Thank you. That's what we like.
Yep.
So, how many guys you got working for you on the ice this year?
So we got 4 full-time guys. It's almost the J show. We got John, Jim, Joe, Tyler. We just need to figure out a nickname for Tyler with a J, and then it's the J team. They're all great guys. Jim, John, Tyler have been with me for a few years now. We just picked up Joe this year. He's in his 2nd week now. He's going to be great. He's a good guy. He fits in real well with our crew. If anybody knows our crew, I mean, we're about business, and we want you to enjoy your trip.
Joe's the guy from Mille Lacs that duck hunts, right?
Yep, correct.
Okay. All right. Then I met him then. So
He just
did he just walk out? I was going to bring him in and have him say hi.
how many hours you guys working a day right now?
enough.
As many as we need to do.
And it's just going to get longer, I suppose, as the days get longer, huh?
Yeah.
How many hours do you usually put in a day, John?
Oh, I don't know. Probably average of 12.
12.
Average of 12,
12.
I'd say.
12 before you hit the gut check.
Yeah, I mean, that all depends. Fishing's good. You spend a little more time in the gut check, or something breaks down and do a little wrenching, whatever you need in the morning. So, or you got to get up early and plow. So it all varies.
Mark says I might just have to come up there for my first time this winter. Well,
Come on up, Mark. We'll set you up.
Love to see you.
there you go. What's best bait is live? What's the best bait? Is live bait available or mostly frozen?
So like we said before, we have, like right here, right now we have rainbows, live shiners, live chubs. We also have frozen shiners, and we'll always have frozen shiners. And it depends on who you talk to. You talk to the old timers and some of the old school guys, and they swear by frozen shiners. I have customers that come in and they laugh at me because I sell live shiners. They'll take a bag of frozen shiners out every day, all day.
Did someone say duck hunt? Yeah, we did say duck hunt. Glad you guys do this. So helpful and down to earth. Keep it up. Well, appreciate it. We're definitely down to earth. If you caught us when we first started the stream tonight, and I made that huge fumble. I was just, I caught the ball, was running for the end zone, and then I fumbled. So, but,
like the Vikings in the playoffs.
Ben says, thanks again, John. Always a good time. Hope you like the venison ring below. Oh man,
I did. I had it the other night. Me and Jacob ate it. It was really good.
Thank you. Really good. Hey, you got any more elk stuff up there that we had the other day?
No, I don't feel. I think that's gone. We had some other customers that had some sausage and sauerkraut for lunch the other day. It seems like somebody's always dropping something off for us.
Shiner guy says someone say shiners. Yeah, they're a little bit smaller than the shiners you got in Florida when you're catching them big old bass. You got any trips planned for the two of you guys this year, like you did last year, going to Erie or?
Yep, we got Erie plan booked, ready to go. We're gonna be out there. John and I and a few other buddies.
Okay.
Awesome
Any-
trip. Fun.
any-
If anybody wants to know who to hook up with out there, we got a great guide out there.
We should get him to come in on a live stream one night.
We should. Let me call Eric sometime and see if he wants to. I'm sure he would. He's a really awesome guy.
Really nice, down to earth, nice guy.
I've never been on Erie before. It'd be fun to talk. It'd be fun to hear about what goes on over there. Never.
Why don't you just hop in on the trip one year and then we'll do a live stream from Erie.
Yeah. Well, maybe. When is it?
We had the 1st of April this year, and I think we're full this year. I think we got all our slots filled, but
Yeah, it'd
we
be
started
hard.
out with one. We started out with 5 guys in one charter boat, and we're up to 10 guys in 2 charter boats now. So,
Wow. Yeah, this year will be pretty tough. I'll be pretty tough on vacation by that time because, yeah, I used up quite a bit this year. But and hopefully, oh man, now that the border is open, and not to take anything away from the south end, but I can't wait until the the ice the day the ice goes out up north and get up into some of them bays and chase them big gators. Oh man. Can't wait. Jason's got a question. Oh, this raspy cough won't leave me alone. You guys tried the frostbite lures? Opinion. I have not personally yet. I've been looking and been going to, but how about you guys?
I have not.
I haven't. No.
I have heard. I was just talking to somebody last night, and I can't remember who it was now. The tantrum rattle bait is supposed to be really good. And then the dinner bell. Roy has some of
The dinner bell.
Yep, the dinner bell. It's a spoon with the center has like a flutter in it inside of it. So it's supposed to be really good. But I've been going to try some. I just haven't yet. I bought a couple of custom rods last week and kind of shot my tackle, but my YouTube ad revenue went to 2 custom rods. So
Thanks.
would love to make it up for ice on Lake of the Woods, but living in Oklahoma, I'll drag the boat up north for the spring bite.
No, look us up. We got a place to stay.
What if someone wanted to get up on Lake of the Woods for their first, let's say they're out of state, they've never been walleye fishing before, what would be the best time for them to come up there?
Ice or open water?
Never been walleye fishing before. When would you recommend them to come up there?
Loaded question.
Early in the year, early in the season,
June.
June.
whatever season, if they want to come in the winter.
Yeah. If they're thinking ice, then you want to be here right now. If you're thinking open water, then you want to be here Memorial Day or a couple weeks prior after that.
Yeah.
All the way down from Oklahoma. Well, appreciate you checking out our live stream. That's for sure. What's the worst time of year?
There isn't a worse time of year, Cody. We always manage to find. Hey, Jimmy answered this question last week. Remember?
That's why I asked it, because I wanted you to answer it again.
Never a bad time to fish.
Right. So is that June? Is that you saying that's like the best time to find big fish, the most fish?
It's one of my favorite times because we're jig. You know the way I like to fish, and I'm a jigging guy, and so is John. And June we're jigging. It's fun. Water temps are down a little bit. You generally don't got to go so deep. Fish are more concentrated, obviously. It seems just better.
Well, last year we jigged all year.
Yeah, we jigged all year. There wasn't a week that went through last year. It didn't matter if it was July, August. At some point in the week, we might have pulled spinners for a few days, but we always went back and we always caught a few on jigs all summer last summer. It was just a weird summer. It was good.
Do you think that just in your experience, because you guys go up to the south of the angle quite a bit, do you notice, like, when you're fishing, okay, around Baudette, whatever, and then you go up to the angle, do you notice you got to do things different?
It's different up there. It's construction.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know,
I'd say your colors maybe change a little up there is what you're going to give it. I personally would probably use a lot more like, well, obviously gold's always good, but I'll use like more whites, more oranges up there than I would down on this end. This end is always gold and chartreuse and whatnot.
Bruce says, late joining on. Thanks for the report. Appreciate you, Bruce. And Pluto says, raised in Illinois, but the U.S. Air Force brought me to Oklahoma. I've been going to the Rainy for 20 plus years. Wow.
Nice.
That's a long haul from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Mark's got to take off 76 near and 26 lakes. Yeah, if you like this, live stream, hit that thumbs up. Appreciate that. Make sure you hit it too, Marshall. Let you off the hook.
We'll do.
If what's your, like if you're going to set up and go out fishing for the day, and if someone is coming up there to go fishing with you guys, they're staying with you, what can they expect for the new people that are in here? What can they expect? What do they need to bring? And just what can they kind of expect throughout the day?
well, get here in the morning. What you got to bring is snacks, drinks, stuff like that, fishing equipment. And then in the morning, like this time of year, we're hauling everybody out, so we'll get you out. We usually leave here quarter after 7-ish, somewhere around there. Get you out the house, get you settled in, then we check on you in the day and stuff like that. If you're kind of new to fishing, right, spend a few extra minutes, telling you what to do, what to look for if you got a graph and stuff like that or whatever. We also rent the units and stuff too, which help a lot of people. And yeah, just kind of, move them around as needed, if this row's doing better than another, okay, let's grab them, bring them up there and stuff. So at the end of the day, bring them on in, clean their fish if they want. And
what, how do they typically need to dress?
it's always 70 and sunny in the fish house.
Yep.
Well, it's a lot hotter than that.
Not true.
We walk into them and it's like a sauna.
It's wintertime. You're on the ice, so boots or whatever. You don't gotta dress like you're out in Antarctica or anything. But yeah, no, it's nice heated houses. So
like if someone is happens to be watching here from Oklahoma, has never been here before, and it's like, hey, I want to go try this ice fishing thing in this Lake Road Lodge. This seems like the place to go.
So a good pair of, I would say, 400-gram insulated boots, because you're going to be in your car and we're going to transport you. Honestly, long johns and a good cold jacket. And I just want to touch back on the electronics thing, for like first timers and everything else. It's so nice to be able, you don't have to spend $700 on a Vexilar or $4,000 on a live scope. We got it here. You're coming one weekend of the year and we have them for rent.
What do you charge a day to rent that live scope?
That one is not real cheap. It's $125 a day.
But it's really expensive.
The customers that had it out yesterday said it was worth every penny.
Yep. And you'd have to go 30 times to
Yeah. Vexilar, our Vexilar rentals are $40 a day, I believe, right in there. $40 a day for a Vexilar, which is pretty reasonable too. When you're thinking $700 for one,
Mm-hmm. Here's a good question. This has nothing to do with guided ice fishing or nothing, but let's say there's a 20-year-old kid watching this live stream right now, and he's like, I really want to get into ice fishing. What's the equipment, in your guys' opinion? What is the equipment that is imperative that he needs, and what can he skimp on, and what does he need to spend the money on?
Well, my personal opinion is you want a decent medium action rod. It doesn't necessarily have to be a St. Croix. I think I touched on this last week. line is huge. You can put good braid line on your rod, and a lot of times braided line will make a mediocre rod really good. A reel, you can spend $30 to $40 on a reel and have a very good reel. As far as electronics go, you're gonna be $500 minimum to get into it. Unless, if you're only coming a couple times a year, you rent one for, $40 a day,
But I mean, you could even like if you're gonna go out on your own or something, you could even find. I mean, if you keep an eye on Craigslist or something, you don't have to have electronics. I mean, they're really nice, but like you could even go old school. Was the FL8? Isn't that the old one?
Yep.
So how about like how about like do you prefer like a flip over house or a pop up?
Me, well, I have both. Just depends on what I'm doing, how many people. Yeah, with the kids and stuff. Just one, two of us or whatever, just here. One of the kids or Gina or something like that. I prefer the flip over, but more than that, I want the hub. So
right. I think I use each one in different situations,
Been a while since I've used mine. I get too busy, so
we have a
keeping them
jig
in good shape.
that my father-in-law painted, and no joke, it is always the color to use. It just works, and we can jig, and we jig anytime we can. Yep,
Yeah.
Green chartreuse. I will say I've not really ever had luck with chartreuse on Lake of the Woods myself. I just I take that back.
Chartreuse and gold, I have.
On a buckshot rattle I have, but
Yeah.
other stuff I've not. Bring an 18-volt Milwaukee fan and your toes won't get cold.
Yep.
How much to rent an electric auger? Do you rent out augers?
We don't. No.
Okay. Do you know anyone that
I
does?
don't know if anybody does up here.
Electric augers up here. We do not. I don't know anybody that does.
You probably wouldn't get it back, I suppose, if you rented it because your holes are all drilled. So,
well, I mean, if somebody's in a pinch and they're staying with us, I mean, we're obviously going to help them out. But
right, yep. FL8. I see you guys are yawning. I know you guys long day. John's probably wants to get home. Sorry for the fumble.
So you're saying once a month, Cody? I don't know. What's your schedule next week?
I go back to work next week, so we'll talk about it. But at least once a month is what I was saying. I'd like to do them as often as I can. But once I go back to work, it's going to be tough because I work at night, so it's going to be a little bit tougher. But we'll figure something out. I mean, I'm off every other weekend and stuff, and we'll definitely figure it out. I will probably call you right after the live stream and get your info for the fishing report for this week.
Yep,
because I'll be putting that out tomorrow. So, but it was. Next time now you guys know what to do.
Yeah.
And we'll get the computer thing figured out. That way the audio will be better and everything. So you guys that hung around.
John and I are thinking live from a fish house next time if we got good enough cell service.
Yeah, that'd be
that
cool.
was kind of what we were thinking tonight, but then we knew it was the first time and whatever. So
yeah, Jillian wouldn't have been there to save you. So
yeah. Jillian's our IT girl.
unless you take her fishing with you. So
I don't know if you get her out there.
I don't know.
But
so I will. Yeah, I'll call you right after we end this here, and then we'll get that information. And I will see next week. I go back to work on Tuesday night, and I work again till the next Sunday night. So maybe the next Monday night, maybe.
Sure, whatever. As long as I have noticed, it's fine.
we'll figure something out, but we'll definitely we'll do it again, and I'll get everything lined up and smooth, because it kind of killed I had everything in my brain how I wanted it to go, and then you have a little bit of trouble, and it's just kind of like the planes going like this. And
How many people did we have on tonight, Cody?
I think the peak was close to 80.
That ain't bad.
So it's still good. Yeah, absolutely. Still great. I mean, I appreciate each and everybody that came in here. And yeah, hopefully the next time we go live, we'll have a really, really good idea. We'll have it, where we're
I didn't
at.
think it would work this good off my telephone, so I won't even screw around with the computer after this. So
If you got two people, a computer is better, because then John doesn't have to crank and go to the chiropractor tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we can hear him better too.
Breath
It's
in the head.
whoever's closest. So, but yeah, so we still got 68 people in here. So each and every one of you guys, I really appreciate you guys sticking with us through the ups and downs here of this fiasco at the beginning of this thing tonight. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll be live one night within the next 2 weeks.
thank you.
Perfect.
Well, definitely. So you guys have a great night. Appreciate.
All right. We don't see you before, Cody. Merry Christmas.
Yep. And we'll I'll give you a call here in about 5 minutes, Marshall.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Okay. Appreciate it, everybody. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.